guarantee. E&E with your boy shit. Glitch, nigga. Shit, I'm about to flood the streets like when the levees break. Criminal minds, my Garcia can navigate. Flowing while I'm blowing this gas. Nigga, no brakes. Niggas not seeing me ever. I mean, no day. Fuck around and end up gold. You get in this place. E&E, the shit that I claim. You dealing with grace. Took over the game. I storm like Rain's mixtape. Thankfully, I've been up to smoke like my mixtape. Counting cheddar shit, I'm about to make a grilled cheese. Niggas be faker than bad bitches with good leaves. On my John Wick shit like Keanu Reeves. Replacements won't be enough, you need the whole team. I've been a G since I could finish my ABCs. Kept it a buck so real niggas look up to me. This butcher boy shit get crazy. When it's sick of me, I'm coughing out these dope bars till they sick of me.
Can't get rid of me, still can't find a remedy. Still blowing palmers, if it comes to Hennessy. E&E, we own our shit independently. When I go out on a limb, I take extremities. I can see right through a transparency. Heard his self-esteem low, insecurities. Now or never, like, push the guarantee. What's the recipe? King L's Reflection 3. All these chapters in my life, you can turn a page. Books can't tell you my story, gotta live a day. Glitch got my back, yeah, you can copy that. Bent with control to see, you can copy that. Leave your whole state red like Republicans. Put fire on the track, now it's bubbling. Put your boys E&E, you in trouble, kid. At first 100 mil, you can double it.
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. Automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Low, sick, corona, jealous in the motherfucker. Can't even take a step, that's how far I trust you. This black boy turned to shine the king under pressure. West side fat jacks, I took more to measure. Shave the extras, that's business, started these street blues. What I talk, boy, your blood flowing free. Power on my mind, those the gang is kind. Read between the lines, it was in my eye. If they ain't got real lines, it ain't hard to spot a counterfeit. Undefeated, ultra real, Fern Gully Mountain shit. Couple high shots, turn on the frozen margaritas. Even better when it's served with some flawless features. Next year they gotta pay for these flawless features. Flawless victories from the flaws that they teach us. Now my flow imitate how I board the plane non-stop. The little J gon' take over when my time stops.
Yeah, I get right to it. My nigga, we baby apart. We putting niggas back in boxes. Yeah, they be harder. My flow be retarded. Sick, I need hella help. My groove came back. This must be how Stella felt. We just started kicking it like a yellow belt. We all made it to the pro. This is how LaMelo felt. You better yell out help. Here comes the double team. You catch me in the spot, then you know that the bull is clean. The Louis V look mean with the magazine. So if you try it, you get shot. No vaccine. If you was asleep before I came, then I'm the caffeine. I pull the jokers out the deck. Yeah, there ain't no laughing. It's CEO fashion. We sticking to the business. Wouldn't even let a vegan knock me off my chick. Something about the VDS when the sun is hitting. Shit be flashing like the lights when you getting
Let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go. All the hustlers getting money, let it show. It's automatic, nigga, how we get the dough. If it ain't paper, then we probably gotta go. Put your boy shit, nigga, let's go.
Yeah. What up? You already know what it is, man. We here. It's a beautiful thing. Super Bowl Sunday, let's go. Who gonna win it? The Chiefs, the Niners. Tap in, walk with us, let's go.
E&E 2020 got me seeing so clear. With your boy shit. Marks and Glitch. We cool niggas. This is
Boogie Major.
We on the rise now. Middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. and we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up, shit.
And we stay ballin'. Right responsible by sporting. Ball looking for the fall in. Switch off, fall in. And we go all in. While we listening to all in. While you all talking. We smoking and coughing. We laying in the coffin. Glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit. Killing in vain is vanity. Yeah. Do it again, it's insanity. Yeah. Nauseous a real vigilante. Yeah. Killing these kids is plan B. Yeah. Hood is too hot with an antifreeze. Yeah. Blowing on leaves from these planet trees. Okay. Don't break the code, this family. Yeah. We cutting off legs like amputees. My flow is classic, antique. Yeah. Freaking the beat is a Japanese. Yeah. Ever out cook is a masterpiece. Yeah. When money talkers be Guapanese. Okay. Fire and flame mixed with gasoline. Yeah. Passing my sons, that's a legacy. Yeah. Study the game, now they testing me. Yeah. They dropped the ball, man, that's incomplete. Feel so bad, make them retreat. Yeah. All of these things you can retweet. Yeah. Play with your boys on repeat. Yeah. You pay the price with your receipt. Yeah. Below $1 million, flipping it. Yeah. Everyday noise gets sickening. Yeah. Trying to flip bills to trillions. Yeah. Turning these good girls to villains. Yeah. Lyrics is sick, butch up with shit. Any clip we represent, put it on wax like a candlestick. Yeah. We move in units and measurements, cooking it up in the lab. Yeah. We just performing experiments. Yeah. Since I'm the bomb atomic, these rappers out of my
We on the
element.
rise now, middle fingers in the sky now. Rolling hay, so we high now. How we ride now? All coops with the top down. And we listen in the top down. Trees got a whole pound. Real G's when we come round. Niggas know how it's going down. Yeah, we on the up, bitch. Real shit you should fuck with. E&E, throw it up, shit.
And we stay ballin'. Right responsible by sporting. Ball looking for the fall in. Switch off, fall in. And we go all in. While we listening to all in. While you all talking. We smoking and coughing. Till we land in the coffin. Glitching, nauseous. Yeah, stepping out office. Yeah, it is that bullshit.
Glitch, nigga, perfecting my flow. If I'm on the track, then you know it's a go. The guarantee, nigga, and I guarantee treat the gas like the Clippers. You know I'm a choke. Only exotic when blowing the smoke. No one ahead of me. I got the recipe. Do this shit easily. This is my destiny. Stick throwing lobs. I'm dunking on everything. Niggas is sick, and I got the remedy. What I prescribe is extra artillery. Get in my zone and start going berserk. I'm feeling like Clay when he went off for 60. With the bullshit, swear to God you can miss me. Best friends with the money. Aaliyah and Missy. I come from the bottom. To try me is risky. Throwing this K like that bitch is a frisbee. Real talk. Let me lock in. Show these niggas what I do. Axe Rain. I'll be standing next to players too. Front line shit, nigga, I'm the fucking truth. Top 6 ever of the 5 in my group. Niggas still bang top down in the coop. Put your boy up and we coming for the loot. E&E shit, you the best, yeah, it's true. This the guarantee, nigga, this is what I do.
Yeah. What up? You already know what it is, man. Big smoothies on deck. You feel me? Big smoothies. Shout out to my baby girl, man. Shout out to my lady. So she bought me a blender for my birthday because she said, man, you need to start eating fruits more. You know what I'm saying? I already eat a lot of fruit, but she bought me the blender so I can start making some smoothies. So this is my first official smoothie that I haven't had the blender since my birthday. And today was my first day using it. So, you know, I had to sit up there and use it. Anyway, yeah. What up? You already know what it is. Your brethren, your brother, Virgil Berry, a.k.a. Stacks with the Facts. And we are here today, Jack. Super Bowl Sunday. What's good? What's y'all's predictions? You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. I'm putting my money on the Chiefs. But I'm gonna put a little bit of it on the 49ers too. Because you just never know, man. Light your joints up. Pour your drinks up. Yesterday, it was beautiful. Let me take this off the screen. Yesterday was beautiful. Don H. Wine tasting event. You hear me? I got this. I'm telling you, man, if you like dry wines, this pink white Zinfandel is off the chain. We had the pink white Zinfandel, the Pinot Noir, the strawberry cream and the I can't. It just slipped my mind that fast. Right. And it was a beautiful thing, beautiful event, successful. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came through, showed they love. You understand what I'm saying? It was a beautiful thing, man. Shouts out to everybody that came through yesterday and showed they love. Shout out to everybody who, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who copped some bottles, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, cases here. You know what I'm saying? We sold a lot, so we got a lot on order too, so it's a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, appreciate everybody who came out yesterday. Appreciate everybody who spent their money and shopped with us. Shout out to my brother King Els, our very first successful Don H wine tasting event. It's beautiful. We're gonna have plenty more events coming up, especially, you know, it's about to be springtime outside. So we're gonna have plenty more wine tasting events coming. We want to incorporate some painting sips and all of that type of situation too. So, you know, hit us up, hit me up, go to the about section, hit the email up. If you want to order you some Don H wine, or if you want to have us host a wine tasting event for you, you know what I'm saying? If you want to have a wine tasting event, tap in, walk with us, man. We can work something out, man. It's a beautiful thing. You dig? Now, the topic of discussion today, y'all, man, you feel me? The topic of discussion today is, do or should Mexican Americans, should they get reparations? And if they do, then why should they? You know, why should Mexican Americans get reparations? What have they done in order to receive them? Because to my knowledge, I ain't did shit. And that's not being disrespectful. That's just being real. You know? Shout out to everybody tapping in, walking with us. You did. And we're going to get straight to it because we ain't playing no games, man. Right? We ain't playing no games, man. Shout out to that like line. We're going to be able to subscribe to the page, Jack. You did. Right. Now, this is y'all homeboy, Barack Obama. Right? He said this about a year ago. This what y'all homeboy Barack Obama said about a year ago. Shout out to Phil Scott and everybody over there at the African Diaspora Network. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody over there, man. This is what Obama said.
Family, my name is Vicky Dillon, and I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. Please make sure that you come in giving us a big thumbs up, and share this broadcast. Thank you so very much. Okay, family. Now, I want to remind you.
Fair use. I know the brother Phil Scott don't mind if we use his content, man, but you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Phil Scott and everybody over there at African Diaspora News Network. I know a lot of y'all be feeling some type of way about this chick, Vicky Dillard. And like my man Red said, shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. All of that stuff is irrelevant. Any petty little beefs or differences we have, that shit goes out the window when it comes to being on code and staying on code with that which is affecting all of us, right? So I don't care about none of that other stuff. We need to be on code with each other, man. We need to learn how to, not let our little petty differences that we may have between us prevent us from pause coming together for a greater cause. You understand what I'm saying? Tap in, walk with us. Let's go. Sister Vicky, let's go.
You of something about power and about obstructing Black American justice, particularly reparations. Now, some of you may or may not know this or remember this, but when your first Black president of the United States of America was in office for 2 terms, 8 years, dang near a decade, he did what most thought was impossible, and that was pass substantive legislation for the LGBTQ community. The world was so enamored with this unbelievable and unexpected success that Newsweek labeled him the first gay president. Did what nobody thought could be done. Even Democratic former President Bill Clinton refused to even go all the way there for the LGBTQ community. He settled for a policy called, in the military policy, called Don't Ask, Don't Tell. How many of you all remember that? Where if you're in the military, you know, not to get into a whole bunch of details and stuff like that, that you don't ask and you don't tell. He didn't want to give substantive legislation, right? Nobody thought it could be done. But Obama got it done, your first Black president. But he was very hostile toward justice and reparations for Black Americans.
Definitely was.
And even when he was in Congress, he was able to push through during his first term, once again, another huge policy, insurance for most Americans, for as many Americans, for millions and millions of Americans as possible that qualify for this program. Because he took advantage of when the Democrats controlled both houses of Congress and he passed it. He used that little window to get through that legislation, but he didn't use that little window to get through legislation for the true founding fathers and mothers of this country, the builders of these United States of America, the creators of these United States of America, Black, foundational Black Americans, right? Watch this. He did this interview for The Atlantic with author and scholar Ta-Nehisi Coates talking about reparations.
Mm-hmm.
He argued against us having reparations.
Yes, he did.
In part, he says,
yes, he did. He most certainly did. He most certainly did. Right? He most certainly did. Y'all remember? Y'all's homeboy?
They're providing guidance for our children, turning off the TV set, putting away the video games, attending those parent-teacher conferences, helping our children with their homework, setting a good example. That's what everybody's got to do if we're going to be moving this country forward. Teaching our daughters to never allow images on television to tell them what they're worth. Teaching our sons to treat women with respect and to realize responsibility does not end at conception. That what makes them a man is not the ability to have a child, but to raise one. That's a message we need to send. We have to do our part to lift up this country. That's where change begins.
Yeah, man. That was y'all's homeboy right there. Talking that bullshit. Uh-huh. Right.
Ta-Nehisi Coates talking about reparations. He argued against us having reparations. In part, he says, as a general matter, my view would be that if you want to get at African-American poverty, the income gap, wealth gap, achievement gap, the most important thing is to make sure that the society as a whole does right by people who are poor and are working class. Listen to the language. Are aspiring to a better life for their kids, higher minimum wages, full employment programs, early childhood education. He said those kinds of programs are by design universal, but by definition, because they're helping folks who are in the worst economic situations, are most likely to disproportionately impact and benefit African Americans. He said they also have the benefit of being sellable to a majority of the body politic. In other words, he's suggesting to do something for everybody and let Black folks get some crumbs by default.
Exactly. Exactly. Barack Obama was a double talking son of a bitch, man. All right. And in order to decipher what he really was saying the whole time he was in office, you have to really, really, really understand English language, right? Specifically,
he goes further. He acknowledges his words, I'm quoting. He says, theoretically, you can make obviously a powerful argument that centuries of slavery, Jim Crow, discrimination are the primary cause for all those gaps. Those were wrong done to the Black community as a whole and Black families specifically, and that in order to close the gap, a society has a moral obligation to make a large aggressive investment, if it's not in the form of individual reparations checks, but in the form of a Marshall Plan in order to close those gaps. He goes on to say, and I'm quoting him, it is easy to make that theoretical argument.
Huh? You understand when he said it's easy to make that theoretical argument? The type of slap in the face that is. There ain't no theory about what Black folks went through during slavery, Jim Crow, and Reconstruction. It's not a theory. It actually happened. Mind you, it's a lot worse than what we've been told. The audacity, the disrespect. And this is coming from y'all's homeboy, Barack Obama, who ain't even Black, as we think. All right? Tap in.
What evil to acknowledge that we were economically tormented, that we were stolen from, that our condition, past and present, is directly related to the hundreds of years of injustice against us. But don't do justice. It gets worse. He says, quote, your first Black president. So how do Latinos feel if there's a big investment just in the African American community and they're looking around and saying, we're poor as well. What kind of help are we getting?
This is coming from y'all's homeboy, Barack Hussein Sotero Obama, allegedly. Shout out to Phil Scott. Shout out to Vicky Dillard. And I always remind people, man, because y'all got Obama is in office right now through his little box cleverly with your language with old sleepy Brandon skin face. It's like Obama's in there all over again. Pause. And y'all voted for him. So, you know. This y'all homeboy Barack Obama, man. He set the tone for what's going on now. Because when Trump was in there, he got rid of down there everything y'all's fun boy ass president Barack Obama did. Just about. And then here come Joe and all of them doing all that snake, grimy, crazy stuff. And basically stole election. And now here we are now. Picking up the pieces. Barack Obama set the tone. He never wanted us to get reparations. It's not in it's not in his puppet master's best interest for Black folks to have economic freedom, not just economic freedom, but economic superiority. Because you make no mistake, you give Black folks 40 acres and a mule, and we'll take this joint over. This is why systematic financial calamity, right? Weaponized economics, disaster capital. I'm not making this stuff up, yo. These are actual terms. Y'all hip to disaster capital? Controlled chaos? Yes, that's what Vicky talking about right now. That's why I say everybody talking stuff about Vicky, man. Vicky is a vet, man. That's auntie right there, man. You know what I'm saying? When she right, she right. You feel me? But when she on code, like how she be and how she be being when she rocking with Phil, we have to support her. We gotta stand in solidarity with her, man. Regardless of what you might think, how you might feel about these people, man. How you feel about these people ain't more important than us collectively, Paul's coming together. Because y'all's homeboy Barack Obama was okay with this. He signed legislation, like my man OG said, that and what this is what Vicky is talking about, that literally goes against us. His whole policy ain't have nothing to do with Black folks ever getting reparations ever. And it's continuing now through his son, Sleepy Joe. Right? Crazy, man. Let's go, man.
Or Asian Americans who say, look, I'm a first-generation immigrant, and clearly I didn't have anything to do with what's taking place.
The audacity it takes for a guy like Barack Obama to say that, and at the same time claiming to be Black, identifying as being a Black man, that's some suck-ass shit. Nothing against, right, my Asian brethren and sister. Absolutely nothing against my Latino brethren and sister. I'm talking about Asian American and Latino American. Nothing against anybody who ever came to this country legally, and you did your due diligence to come here and be legal. You know, you pay taxes and you went after the American dream the right way. I have absolutely nothing against you, nothing at all. If I could go to another country and be afforded the luxuries that you are afforded coming to a country like America legally, I would do it myself. Unfortunately, no other countries on this planet do that. There's no other country on this planet that does that. Just allow just any and everybody to come through. Like, just anybody. Know our history and pay taxes. And when I say no other country, you could easily go become a citizen of another country, but it may or may not be easier depending on what country you're going to. Right? But there's not a lot of countries you can go to and get a green card or whatever the situation is, and live off welfare. There's not too many countries you can do that in. And for Barack Obama to sit up here and tell us that basically Latinos and Asians, and there are a lot of them are poor, which is true. Shouldn't they get reparations? No, absolutely not. What have Asians and Latinos done? Well, I ain't gonna lie, and I gotta come up for this because I gotta keep it 100. You feel me? We gotta keep it 100. Asians did contribute to building the infrastructure of this country. At least I can give them that. They were a big contributing factor in building the railroad systems. And they also helped the black folks build the freeway systems too. So, you know, I can't hold, but Asians already got their reparations though, right? They even got legislation passed in their favor as well. We have no anti-black hate crimes, but they do have anti-Asian hate crimes on the books. None for us though, and the most hate crimes are committed towards black folks in this country, historically and present. That's a fact. Let's go.
He's not just hostile against us getting reparations. He argues against it. And your former president of the United States set the stage for the hostility that we're experiencing today.
Yes, he did.
He didn't use that window of time with a full Democratic Congress to push reparations through, but he did it for other folk. And then when Congress flipped and he had a divided House where the Republicans were controlling part of Congress, even if it was difficult for him to get reparations through, he did not use his bully pulpit, and he did not use the full weight of his Democratic government to do right by us. Under Joe Biden, a Democrat, under a Democratic Senate and House of Representatives, they didn't even go to the Republicans for any help for money. They simply redirected $50 million for Asian Americans, those that are part of the AAPI community in America, which is known as the Asian Pacific Islanders, who said they experienced some discrimination during the global plague. You know what I'm talking about, with the shots and stuff. They simply redirected money that already existed in the government to their communities, and they got legislation. Think about that. So now, recently, over the past several months or years, so he's come out, they say for the first time, saying he's for reparations. That's because we, the Black grassroots, that I've hashtag, that I coined BGR, it's because of the pressure we're putting on everybody. We're going to continue it. They thought it was impossible to get legislation for the LGBTQ community. They said it was impossible to do all these other things for everybody else. I wish we would back up. We're just getting started. My name is Vicky Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Vicky Show right here on the African Diaspora News Channel. Be sure to share the broadcast.
Shout out to OG Vicky, man. Right? To all y'all out there who think for some reason in your mind that us black folks are lazy. And some of us are lazy. We got to keep it real on that one. Some of us are lazy, but most of us are not. Most of us are working, owning businesses. Us black folks, contrary to popular opinion, we contribute majorly to the workforce. Right? And since we are owed and they know they owe us, this is why systematically over the years, everything that's been happening is happening. And now they got this new scheme, right, that they add in with this illegal immigration and illegal immigrants invading, right? And through political corruption over the years, decades, that have come very successful at circumventing the Constitution. You're going to understand the play, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's so focused on Trump. All right? They ain't paying attention to what we're supposed to be paying attention to, man. All right, anybody think that we lazy, that we asking for handouts? Nah, man. We literally built this country. I mean, literally. from the ground up. With the help of the Asians who came front. Got to keep it real. If you do your history, you know that. But the Asians already got their reparations, though. They got what they were due. Right? Y'all got to understand why this is so important. Right? Y'all got to understand what 400 plus years of free labor, you got to understand that every institution in America was founded during slavery. Some of them been around since the revolutionary, some of these companies been around for a long time. A lot of those families, stockbrokers, firms and stuff that's been on the stock market, Wall Street, they've been on there for a long time. You know, understand that, right? Even with all of that, when black folks, and this is why they shut them boys down in Tulsa and the like, man. Don't you understand that people from Tulsa, like O.W. Gurley, don't you understand these niggas were billionaires, man? These niggas own thousands of acres of land. You feel me? These dudes, and O.W. Gurley wasn't the only type like him. It was O.W. Gurley's all over America. Rich black folk, right? Just imagine if after Reconstruction, right before they hit us with the feminism bomb, just imagine, I'll be thinking about it all the time. Just imagine if, somehow O.W. Gurley and then was able to hook up with all the other brothers across the country. You know what I'm talking about? Which was what's going on, which is why they came up with the opposition, the smooye. You hear me? Now when it comes to our Latino brethren and sisters, man, right? This is the thing. It's not even about trying to be funny or be on no BS or nothing with y'all. On some real stuff. Y'all have not done anything as far as contributing to American society. The structure, infrastructure of it, any of that, in any major way, to where y'all would even deserve reparations. Y'all were never slaves in this country. Y'all was never subject to systematic racism in this country. Y'all was never subject to chattel slavery in this country. Y'all wasn't even subject to indentured servitude in this country. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, y'all. It's a reason why black folks is tripping about these reparations, because contrary to popular opinions in history, most of us weren't slaves. Or slaves in which we've been told to think and believe what a slave is. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, this stuff is crazy, man. Most of us were employees of a corporations, right? It wasn't a lot of, most of the black folks that was forced into slavery were some of the very few who actually were brought over here on boats and all that crazy stuff. Most of the black people were from right here in America. And they were absolutely not slaves, not chattel slaves, but they were Slavs, employees of the corporation. Y'all better understand why niggas is mad and ain't saying they ain't getting their money. We want their money. And over history, you know, we've been systematically, for the lack of a better term, we've been systematically offed. Box cleverly, which where we've been systematically unalived, man. And the worst part about it is one of the main tools is we've been tricked into doing it ourselves. But when it comes to Mexican Americans, though, man, y'all absolutely have not done anything as far as contributing to the building of American society or the structure thereof to where y'all would even be owed reparations, right? Like, seriously. Seriously. We got to keep it real. We got to keep it 100 with this, man. You know? Let me pull this up on the screen for y'all. All right. Now, let me put y'all up on game about something real quick. The only thing okay. What y'all know about Mexican repatriation? That's what we should be focusing on. What y'all know about the great Mexican repatriation that happened during the Great Depression? Now, see, this is what we need to get going on. We need to get some repatriation going on for Mexicans and some reparations paid to Black folks or indigenous people, the descendants of the indigenous people. We got to get away from these titles and these identities that they have given us, like Black, like Afro-American, African-American, Black American. You know, we have to get rid of from these titles. These titles, man, listen, these names, Black, these are names that mean stuff, man. You hear me? What y'all know about Mexican repatriation? Y'all haven't done anything to be able to deserve getting reparations. Like I say, y'all haven't been any type of y'all have never been subject to any type of systematic oppression in America. Y'all just haven't. Y'all were never forced into chattel slavery. Y'all weren't even part of the early corporations as employees in the early days. Matter of fact, back in the day, when the U.S. government took over California, Texas, and all of that stuff, since cry about it used to be Mexico, they came up with strategic military defenses to keep y'all out. And if y'all did get over, they had whole squadrons to send y'all right back to Mexico. That's why it wasn't never really up until like early mid 1900s to where it became big, huge Mexican populations in America. Just think about this, y'all. America used to, a large piece of America used to be considered Mexico, right? Texas, California, New Mexico, Arizona, right? The American government was successful in taking all of that over through a conquest and war, right? And they managed to keep Mexicans in Mexico, right, for over 300 years, man, right? And they just now, in the early 50s and 60s, 1950s and 60s, was allowing them to come over here in great numbers like that, like how now to where we at today. Do y'all understand how many decades went by without no large Mexican population being a part of America? After the Civil War, pre-Reconstruction, during Reconstruction, right? When they were building huge cities like New York, Chicago, Miami, Los Angeles, San Diego, Houston, Galveston, Columbus, Ohio, Detroit. When they were building these huge cities, Mexicans were not a part of anything, not in large numbers anyway, right? If at all. Y'all got to understand that the entire infrastructure of this country was built by our forefathers. Like I said, with the help of some of the Japanese in the mid 1800s, right? Y'all remember the story of John Henry, right? So what about Mexican repatriation? What y'all know about that? What y'all know about, instead of Mexican reparations, what y'all know about Mexican repatriation? And that's what Trump was doing, man. Like I say, no offense to none of my Mexican American brethren and sistren, or any of my other Latino brethren and sistren, right? No disrespect to any of y'all. Got hella love for y'all. Like I say, y'all come over here, do things the right way. You deserve to be American citizen, man. Who am I to say anything about that? And you contributing, working, paying taxes. You deserve to get any benefits from that you deserve being a tax-paying citizen. But to sit up here and be called lazy, be told ain't no more money for us, you know what I'm saying, being systematically, you know what I mean, shut down from just about every function of government and society to become successful. And at the same time working at these jobs that ain't paying us, paying all these taxes just to front the bill for illegals that can come in and get the benefits that our poor don't even get. Free housing and all that stuff, man. Now, mind you, and we got to be honest and fair, all these people coming up here, they're not just Mexicans, right? I know a lot of y'all be feeling sensitive about that, a lot of you Mexican guys, but most of them are, right? So let's not get all sensitive in our feelings, you know, for a little, you know, when we say Mexicans, like my man Red said, we talk about all y'all, man, you know, with all due respect, right? But Mexican repatriation is something I think we should focus on over any discussion about reparations, which, sorry, my Mexican American brethren and sisters, y'all don't deserve reparations just for the simple fact your forefathers didn't do anything to deserve reparations in this country. Y'all didn't contribute majorly in any way to the infrastructure being built in this country, nor were y'all subject to any type of systematic oppression from this government. Nowhere near to the level that Black folks have. In fact, y'all been given opportunities to use this system in ways that we could never use this system. Because at one time, y'all could identify as being white. which automatically bringing you economic privilege in this country. What y'all know about Mexican repatriation? All right. Did y'all know during the Great Depression, they deported massive Mexican Americans from the United States between 1929 and 1939? What y'all know about that? Yep. At a time in the country when the country was going through the Great Depression and they couldn't financially afford to support any immigrants coming in here to begin citizenship due to the financial cost and burden it would be on the government trying to provide the assistance that they need as they make the transition from being Mexican citizens to becoming American citizens. Do you understand me? The U.S. government repatriated millions of Mexican Americans during the Great Depression, at a time in our country when we were having severe financial calamity and collapse. So here we are in the same situation to this day. And not only is the U.S. government opening up the borders, they're also providing, through our tax dollars, the very assistance that these people need to make that transition, but at the expense of us, the American people, who not only are footing the bill, most of us the working poor, while also not receiving any of those benefits. And now we got some of these Mexican American people talking about some black folks shouldn't get reparations unless Latinos and natives, not indigenous, natives, get theirs first. It's crazy, right? What y'all know about the Mexican repatriation? Tap in, let's go.
Good morning, Hank. It's Tuesday. Recently, I was researching Dorothea Lange's famous migrant mother photograph, and I learned something that was never covered in any of my U.S. history classes, which is that during the Great Depression, the United States deported at least 400,000 and possibly as many as 2 million Mexican Americans, most of whom were U.S. citizens. This came to be known as the Mexican repatriation, although, as scholars have pointed out, since many of the people involved had never lived in or even been to Mexico, it was more of a depatriation. Okay, a bit of historical context. In the mid-19th century, the United States took a bunch of land from Mexico, including all of California and Arizona, as a result of the Mexican-American War and the Gadsden Purchase, and the people who lived in those communities who had been Mexican citizens became U.S. citizens. Then, in the early 20th century, the violence and economic disruption of the Mexican Revolution led lots of people to seek refuge in the United States. Also, the border between the U.S. and Mexico wasn't formally regulated until 1917. Right, so it's 1930, the Great Depression is underway, unemployment is rising, as is anti-immigrant sentiment, and the administration of President Herbert Hoover is promising real jobs for real Americans. And Hoover's labor secretary believes that deportations will decrease unemployment, a line of thinking that has proven extraordinarily durable, even though it isn't true. Like, national economies are not some zero-sum game where removing people from the workforce creates jobs. In fact, a 2017 study about the Mexican repatriation found that the deportations either had no effect on unemployment or else made it slightly worse. By the way, links to sources in the doobly-doo. Also, I know contemporary conversations about U.S. immigration.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what dude just said? I'm going to rewind it. I'm going to see if y'all heard what he said.
Increase unemployment, a line of thinking that has proven extraordinarily durable, even though it isn't true. Like, national economies are not underway, unemployment is rising, as is anti-immigrant sentiment, and the administration of President Herbert Hoover is promising real jobs for real Americans. And Hoover's labor secretary believes that deportations will decrease unemployment, a line of thinking that has proven extraordinarily durable, even though it isn't true. Like, national economies are not some zero-sum game where removing people from the workforce creates jobs. In fact, 2017 study about the Mexican repatriation found that the deportations either had no effect on unemployment or else made it slightly worse. By the way,
pay attention to that right there, y'all. Right? Even when they did the repatriation during the Great Depression, what they found was that it had no significant effect on the workforce. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV, man. He always say this too. Listen, we don't need illegal immigrants for anything. We don't need them to do jobs that I guess you could say the rest of us don't want to do, because we'll do them. You just have to pay us. Right? You just got to pay us. And these companies, these corporations, they don't want to do that. It's much easier to just bring in cheap labor from people who come from war-torn countries, economically shattered countries. All that has been done by the American government, mind you. Right? They live in utter squalor. Right? So why would we want to do the jobs that we've done for free unless y'all going to pay us? Right? They sent almost 2 million, not even Mexican Americans. Basically, they removed down there 2 million, a mixture of Mexican Americans, meaning people who came from Mexico and got American citizenship, or people who were a result of that and or what we now call anchor babies. They sent up to 2 million of them back during the Great Depression. Just like that. So that just proves to you that they have the ability, and this is just a simple fix to this illegal immigration thing, would be simply just to send their asses back. Problem solved. Right, so I think versus getting reparations for Mexican Americans who really don't deserve them and haven't done anything to get them, I think we should more focus on repatriation. Right? But repatriation in the sense of rounding up all the illegals, not the people who legally came here, did what they had to do to gain their citizenship and have been tax-paying, law-abiding American citizens. I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about the ones that are over here illegal. And if you think that the American government does not know how many illegals are in this country, y'all are tripping. They have levels of surveillance technology that you cannot even begin to think about imagining. Don't ever believe that they don't know exactly how many illegals is coming in here and where they're coming from. Don't ever believe that. They got it down to where I'm pretty sure they know the demographics of the people who's coming up here too. You think that they don't know that all these people who are flooding our borders, you think they don't know that these people are the dregs of these societies in Central and South America? Put a number 11 in the chat if you really think and believe that the United States government does not know the demographics of the people who are illegally crossing their borders by the millions via Central America, South America, in majority. Put a number 11 in the chat if you think that they don't know that. We don't know what type of people these people are, but we're starting to find out in New York and in Chicago, then finding out in LA and other cities. Oh, come on, man. Understand what my man just said, man. Sending these illegal immigrants back, rounding their asses up, that is not going to have an effect on our economy. We don't need them to do what we can pay American citizens to do. Like, shout out to my brother Red. Like, we can have the prisoners do the labor that, you know, people don't want to do. And they can. My nigga Red is right here. See? I done talk my brother Red up. Shout out to my brother Red Supreme TV1. Red talk about this all the time. Right? We don't, this right here proves, Red, you hip to this, bro? What you know about during the Great Depression, y'all got to understand the government that was in power at this time. We're talking about, goddamn it, Franklin Roosevelt and all of them, man, was in power during this time, man. If I'm not, who's the president at the time? Yeah. Yeah, Franklin Roosevelt, yeah. Franklin Roosevelt was the president at the time. Do y'all understand what also was going on at this time? During the Great Depression? You hear me? Do y'all understand at the same time we was going through the beginning stages of World War II, do you also understand what's going on with the Great Depression? And the passing of a couple years earlier during World War II, for World War I, the Income Tax Act, the Federal Reserve Act. And during the Great Depression, our government repatriated, deported damn near 2 million Mexicans, or Mexicans who were anchor babies. It was a mixture of people who came over here from Mexico, gained their citizenship, and a mixture of the anchor babies that were born as a result. 2 million during the Depression. Got them up out of here. This proves, like I said, what my brother Red be saying, this proves that if the American government just wanted to send people back, they could just do it. Get them up out of here. Right? See, they done tricked us into thinking that, you know what I'm saying, having immigrants in our country contribute to the workforce. No, they contribute to these companies not having to pay a whole lot of money. That's what it contributes, and we fall in line with that. That's what it contributes to. Nah, what it means is you keep the illegals out and you pay the citizens the money they're supposed to be getting. You pay them a great living wage. All these corporations over here in America paying people $15 an hour, $18. These corporations, man, should be a flat minimum wage of $25 an hour starting off at any job. Y'all understand how much money these corporations be making? And they pay us a pittance. You hear me? A pittance. You understand me? So I think now we should focus on a repatriation situation with the illegal immigration. Not the law-abiding, tax-paying, legal immigrants, but the conniving, greedy, disrespectful, illegal immigrants, right? Who are about to be given carte blanche citizenship, de facto citizenship, in order to have political sway in certain parts of this crooked ass government. It ain't gonna work, right? And like I said, I know a lot of y'all Mexican brethren and sisters, Mexican American, man, I know y'all be feeling some type of way when y'all be hearing this talk, man. And like I said, it's no disrespect, man. It's all love, but you know what I mean? This is part of the indoctrination on y'all's part. You feel me? Y'all been indoctrinated. At the same time, y'all been indoctrinated with liberation theology, Latin liberation theology, which is a pseudo term for basically European liberation theology, right? Mind y'all, Latin is a language, y'all. It is not a culture, a bloodline, a heritage, none of that. It is a language. You hear me? So, you know, over here in America, man, y'all Mexican people, Mexican Americans, y'all's people didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to contribute to the building of the infrastructure in any way of this country in large amounts. Or they, and not only that, they were not subject to chattel slavery. They were not subject to forced indentured servitude. They were not enforced. They were not forced into being employees, or should I say, tricked into being employees. The American government did a real good job of keeping y'all out after they took y'all shit over, man. I mean, they obliterated y'all, man. You feel me? Pancho Villa tried to hold on right before World War I. He tried to hold on. I guess the Rothschilds and them didn't feel like Mexico was important for them at that point in time in history. They wanted to use y'all for manufacturing, and use y'all's underground tunnel systems so they can funnel their drugs from Central and South America right on up in here in Canada and to everywhere else in the world. See, this is something else my brother Red be talking about. A lot of you Mexicans be talking all that shit, and y'all don't even know y'all's own people's history, man. And that's terrible. Now, how many of you Mexican Americans know anything about Mexican repatriation during the Great Depression, one of the most tumultuous times in American history? That's a great question. I think that's an awesome question, personally. Let's go.
The sources in the do-we-do. Also, I know contemporary conversations about U.S. immigration are highly polarized, but I think it's important to note that in the 30s, the push for deportations came from both what would today be considered the left and the right. Like many labor unions called for deportations, for instance, but so did the conservative.
The left and the right. Democrats and Republicans were on one accord when it came to the deportation of Mexicans, national. Now, mind you, these are legal Mexicans. These people who are citizens, man. Do you hear me, man? So surely this could be an easy task with illegals.
Administration. Amid all of this, local municipalities began rounding up Mexicans or Americans of Mexican descent, or at times anyone judged to have brown skin. Police officers or other officials around parks or neighborhoods where Mexican Americans lived, and then take people onto trucks and drive them to Mexico, or else drive them to train stations where chartered trains took them to Mexico. Now, these deportations took many forms. Some were caused by a mix of coercion and discrimination. Like, for instance, many cities passed laws saying that Mexican Americans couldn't work for city governments. The federal government also encouraged large private companies to fire their Mexican American workers, which many companies did, but there were also other
This is ill, man. Y'all know nothing about this. Y'all remember this? They teach this in school. And I went to one of the best schools in my city, man, my district, man. They ain't teach us this. I had to learn this on my own. Right? And this is what I be saying about y'all Mexicans, man, my Mexican brothers and sisters. I want y'all to understand that historically, this government has booted y'all asses out. Do you understand me? Legal Mexican citizens. I'm talking about people who came over here legally. When it came times to economic failure in this country, anybody who wasn't a nationally born American citizen had to get up through. Do y'all not remember Asians? They put y'all in internment camps in America. My brother, Uncle Diggity, what's good? Man, listen here, man. My nigga said he up there whipping up them all potatoes and onions, man. That sounds beautiful right about now, my brother Uncle Diggity, man. Hey, Uncle Diggity, we had a good time last night, bro. The wine event was exceptional, successful. It was truly beautiful. Shout out to my brother King Els. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, man. Everybody came out, showed their support. We sold hella cases of wine. You know what I'm talking about? We got a lot of pictures and all that stuff. It was beautiful, man. I couldn't go live from my computer in there because the girl didn't know the code to the Wi-Fi. It's crazy, right? I said, why don't you just call the owner? And I guess she was acting too aggy, like she didn't want to do all that. So you understand me? Shout out to my brother King Els, man. If you need your wine, your Don H wine, all you gotta do is go to my about section, hit my email up. You know what I'm saying? We about to get the website up and jumping for the Don H wine. We about to have another line coming. That's my line. We about to have the Art Vino. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be beautiful, man. Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna have a Merlot, a Chianti. It's gonna be beautiful. You hear me? Me and my brother King Els coming to take over the wine business, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing. Shout out to my brother Surveil Riley, CEO of Draped Imperial Grapes. You know what I'm saying? One of, I think, 2 or 3 Black-owned winery distilleries in my city. Shout out to my brother Surveil, man. My brother doing big things, man. I tell you, we're going to be billionaires by the time we 50, bro. You hear me? You know what I'm talking about? Beautiful thing, man. We're going to create generational wealth and legacy, you know what I'm saying, with the help of my brother Surveil, man. He's a beautifully talented vintner. You know what I'm saying? He has a palate that's out of this world. You hear me? He got over 100 flavors. You know what I'm talking about? So shout out to my brother King Els. We had a beautiful, successful event last night. Like I said, we had the Don H on deck. You know what I mean? Don H on deck. This right here is the pink white Zinfandel. This right here, man, I'm telling you, man, you know, I don't really drink wine like that, but when I do, I'm not like a sweet wine drinking type. I like dry wines. And this is good right here. You hear me? You know, somebody y'all can see that. The Don H pink white Zinfandel. You know what I'm saying? Pop that open. You know what I'm saying? Eat this with some salmon. You feel me? You know, any type of seafood you eating, this would be a beautiful selection to have with that. You feel me? So shout out to my brother King Els. You know how we do it. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I'm going to a couple different events. You dig? A couple of my homies invited me. Listen, I got some news for y'all. Right? Listen, I was going to work on Friday, right? Getting some overtime in, right? And who do I bump into at the gas station that I go to every day to go, you know, give me some breakfast pizza or something to drink with her, right? I bump into my homie. Remember I told y'all the story of how I got the name Stacks with the Facts? I bumped into my brother Shabazz on Friday. You understand me? And I'm about to have him on the show and everything, man. We're supposed to be linking up today. He having a Super Bowl party at his crib. He invited me to come over. So I'm going to go tap in with my brother, man. We're going to go over there, watch the game. I'm going to go catch the second half of the game over there. You know what I'm talking about? That's going to be a beautiful thing, man. Yeah, I ran into my brother Shabazz, the guy who gave me the name Stacks with the Facts. If y'all remember when I had the show a few months back, I was telling y'all on Story Time with Stacks, I was telling y'all the story of how I got the name Stacks with the Facts. You know what I'm saying? My brother Shabazz, he been home for like a year now, and I just bumped into him at the gas station like on Friday. You know, so we linking up today to watch the game, and then we're going to talk about having him come on the show. We're going to have another story time with Stacks. You feel me? It's going to be beautiful, man. This week, we got some beautiful shows coming up as well. Interesting topics. I got 3 pre-recorders I'm about to edit up and put out for y'all. I'm just keep hitting y'all with just mad different content, man. You feel me? Just keep hitting y'all with the content and breaking these things down. But yeah, though, man, you know, I say nothing against my Mexican brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Like I say, my absolute favorite food is Mexican food. I'm really thinking about skipping out on the gym on Tuesday just to be able to go up north and get some tacos, some birria tacos from my favorite Mexican restaurant. They got the best birria in the city, hands down. The best birria tacos in the city, hands down. Worth the drive. But, in order for me to get back in time to do the show, I ain't going to have time to go to the gym. I'm just not going to have time. So, I've been really thinking about if I'm going to just go ahead and sacrifice my Tuesday to go out there, and then I just have to go to the gym on Friday. We're going to figure it out, though, man. But, yeah, man, like I say, I ain't got nothing against my Mexican brothers and sisters, man. I love y'all to death. I love Mexican food. It's my absolute favorite food. I'm fortunate enough to only live like right down the street from one of the best, if not the best, family-owned Mexican restaurant in our city in Columbus, Mi Mexico. Beautiful, you know what I'm talking about. I've been eating there for years. But, y'all's predecessors, y'all's family, y'all's I don't like saying ancestors, but y'all's forefathers didn't contribute to building the infrastructure of this country, nor were they ever subject to any systematic financial, especially calamity. They weren't subjected to any type of forced servitude. Y'all lost y'all's land fair and square. Y'all went to war with the United States government for years. Some of y'all's most popular generals and heads of state who were black. See how much y'all been indoctrinated with this anti-black hate? Y'all don't even want to pay homage to the people from y'all's country who was black folks, who actually is the ones who was actually trying to do for y'all down there what we had to do up here for us. And this all ties back to us black people around the world being on one code with each other, because we all have been subject to some form of what we call white supremacy, which is really Khazarian demon supremacy, under the disguise of things, of ideologies like Black Liberation Movement and Latin Liberation Movement, both which are the brainchildren, both of which are the results of communism. From communism was birthed liberation theology. From liberation theology was born Black liberation theology and Latino liberation theology. This is why anybody who identifies with either of the two operate under communistic structure, and they don't even realize it. Look at your Black organizations. Black Panthers. 5%ers. Nation of Islam. Hebrew Israelites. Where you think their theology comes from? So we got a lot of unlearning to do. A lot of unlearning to do. It's a book I keep telling y'all need to go read, right? Y'all need to go read this book, man. All right? I'm going to pull it up on the screen for y'all. By my nigga James H. Billington. I think James Billington, I think that's his name. Y'all need to get this book. Yeah. James H. Billington. Yes. Go read this book, y'all. The Origins of the Revolutionary Faith. right? This book right here is ill, man. Y'all go get this book. This book was written by James H. Billington, who is the head of the Library of Congress, or at one point was the head of the Library of Congress. He's like the main curator at the Library of Congress. In this book, Fire in the Minds of Men is a historical, detailed breakdown, right, of where the revolutionary spirit or the idea of revolutionary thinking, as far as in overthrowing and taking over monarchies and governments, it tracks it historically to the origins of where it started at in the so-called modern world. It's a deep ass book. It's a long book. It's very tedious reading, meticulous reading, but it's the reason why. Because after reading this book, if you have the eyes and the foresight and the critical thinking ability, you will be able to decipher where the revolutionary spirit derives from. And James H. Billington, man, do your research on James H. Billington. Let me see if I can find a picture of old James H. Billington. Yeah. There you go, right there. Yeah, he just died a couple years ago. He was 89, man. James H. Billington died in 2018. He was 89. All right. All right. Do your research on old James H. Billington. All right. I'm gonna drop the link for y'all, man. Some of y'all come on up here, man. Speak your piece if you want to, man. You dig? On this situation. Do you what y'all think about this whole Mexicans getting reparations? I don't even know why they would even think they would get reparations. I would challenge any Mexican or Mexican American or person of Mexican descent. I would challenge y'all to tell us why y'all should get reparations. Y'all already get the free stuff. Y'all got to come over here illegally and get free shit. What y'all need reparations for? I think we need to focus on repatriation. But I think we should just apply the same pressure they did during the Great Depression. They should just apply that pressure on removing the illegals. I do not listen. Let me come up with. And this is what I want to tell y'all too, man. Why y'all sitting up here in Chicago telling our sisters that ain't no more money for them and we lazy. Don't you understand that this government repatriated, deported Mexican American citizens? I'm talking about Mexicans who legally came over here prior to the Great Depression, got their citizenship, was working and paying taxes, probably owned property or whatever. Don't you not understand that during the Great Depression, this government kicked out damn near 2 million Mexican American citizens, a combination of adult Mexican American legal citizens and their anchor babies? Just put them out, loaded them up on trains, buses, boats, and got them up through. Down near 2 million of them. And this is during the Great Depression. So I want y'all to keep that in y'all's mind. If it wasn't beneficial to the regime that's in power, to this government, they would drop y'all's ass like a bad habit. So don't get the big head thinking that you're getting all this free stuff coming over here legally. You got to understand what this is doing, y'all. They're going to allow all these, I've been telling y'all about this stuff. They're going to allow all these illegals to come in. I've been telling y'all, UN Agenda 2030 for global sustainability is in full effect. They're going to flood America. America has to go. There can be no more sovereign countries. There can be no more financial independency. If you are trying to establish a global government economic structure, you can't have people with the financial wherewithal to not have to obey you. Do you understand that? They're about to flood our borders with these illegals from Central America, South America, other parts of the world. It's going to disrupt our economy as we see what's going on in cities like Chicago and New York, where the illegals were given all this money while the poor get ignored, poor American citizens, and it is burdening these cities. It is literally financially bankrupting these cities in order to have to put the press hand down. Well, what are we going to do about this? Okay, mega structures. We have nowhere to house all of these people. So let's take a page out of the movie Dread and start building mega structures and putting people into what I've been telling y'all about, human settlement zones. Cramming all different type of people into huge structures called mega structures where 75,000 people live in one building. Assigned housing, assigned employment. America is being made into the manufacturing hub of the world. They're going to need lots of people to work in these factories. Lots of these factories are going to be where at? What I done showed you on the Wildlands Project maps. Places where humans are going to only have restricted access. Some areas, no human access or contact or humans allowed at all. Y'all done see me pull that Wildlands Project map up hundreds of times, dozens of times. This is where all this stuff is leading to. This is why they're letting all these illegals come in here. Another thing they're going to do, this is flooding the market with workers. Us Americans, we're not going to work like how people from Central and South America are. They've been living in utter squalor for the past 70, 80 years. Don't you know they go from making $30 a week to $30 a day? I'm not saying that literally. I'm just speaking in, in reference to the situation, just to give you an idea what I'm talking about. See, they're happy to do those jobs that we ain't just going to do, not because we lazy, because we know our worth and our value, and we know how much money y'all making, so y'all need to pay us. But see, they coming from down south, Central America, where the American government done already destroyed their economies. Why do you think they all coming here? And they've all been indoctrinated with Latin liberation theology, which is why they can come all the way up here, call us lazy, disrespect us, tell us ain't no money for us, all while waving the very flags from the countries that the U.S. government has basically systematically financially destroyed, where they live in utter squalor, being hunted down by their government just for speaking out against them. And they got the nerve to come up here and talk crazy to us, waving the flag from the country that's butchering them, that sold them out to the American government and intelligence agencies around the world. See, Latin, so-called Latinos of the world, Latin America, y'all have been just as systematically indoctrinated as we have. Y'all ain't exempt. Y'all been hit with the white supremacy too. Because like I said, and like my brother Red always speaks on, y'all been given the option to identify as white. And when it advantaged y'all, when it suited y'all, you did. And I don't blame y'all for that. I would have did it too, possibly, maybe. Y'all are historical flip-floppers. Who you think it was that sold out Pancho Villa? Who you think it was that was going against Gaspar Yanger? Who you think it was that was against Vincent Guerrero? Who you think was trying to stop the niggas in y'all's country that was running shit and operating and rolling and controlling shit? Who you think was trying to prevent them from letting the Rothschilds take over Mexico through their Spanish underlings and Portuguese underlings? Who you think was trying to stop them? niggas, indigenous niggas from Mexico, which is why y'all got black folks in Mexico to this day. Black folks were all over this world, not just Africa. All black people don't come from Africa. Black people were literally every continent on this damn planet. It was indigenous black folks to everywhere. All black people don't come from Africa or originate from Africa or Al-Kibalin. Yeah, our brothers down there in Mexico, our brothers and sisters down there in Mexico have been basically wiped out of history. They've been living in Mexico for hundreds of years, man, and just being systematically suppressed. Question y'all gotta ask is, why do y'all's ancestors got such disdain and go to so much efforts to keep black people around the world suppressed and oppressed? What's so special about the deeply melanated people all around this planet? And I ain't talking about just niggas from Africa. Y'all got to relax with that. Every black person on this planet don't come from or originate from Africa. Y'all got to understand, y'all, that black people are all over this planet. Every continent on this planet has indigenous people who are black. Look at the statues, man. Them ain't no damn white boys. Anywhere in the world you go, you see the statues and the artwork. It's them is niggas, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's niggas, man. You know, just pay homage, man. It's all good. You know, we the originators of everything, man. Just pay homage, man. Everybody want to, you know, stake claim and ownership in something, man. You know, take aim and claim and ownership in Mexican cuisine, man. Mexican cuisine is right up there with Italian cuisine, if you ask me, as far as its effect and influence around the world. Everywhere in the world, you can get some tacos or some pizza or some spaghetti or some enchiladas or whatever, man. Y'all popping right now with the, y'all know what's popping in y'all's culture right now? Why don't y'all just take y'all's food and diversify everything that could be a result of that? Y'all's food is beautiful. One thing that's really popping in Mexican food culture right now that is real, all the rave. It's all the fanfare. It's all the fanfare. Everybody's doing this. Everybody's just sitting around making homemade chicharron and guacamole. Y'all should be paying homage to this. Y'all should be happy about this.
Ends, it's unreal.
Now we poke 1,000 little holes in the skin.
It's gonna dry that skin
I
out.
should be proud of this, man. Niggas is making
24
chicharron
hours
man.
later, boom.
This is all the craze.
Make sure all the sauce is gone. The next day, make some 2-inch by 2-inch cubes and make sure not to pierce that skin at all. We want to keep that intact.
Crusoe's hot honey, seasoned in every little crevice we get.
Smoked it at 225 for 3 hours. Now brush some white vinegar on the skin. Toss it in the oven at 475 until that skin bubbles up. Wow.
See? Chicharron, man.
Just a beautiful piece of meat right there. Wow.
Pause.
Insane. Mind-blowing good. Try this.
Chicharron, man. Everybody making chicharron, man. You feel me? Everybody making chicharron, man. Chicharron is real popping right now, man. You feel me? Y'all be proud of y'all's heritage, man. Niggas is making chicharron everywhere. It's all on TikTok and everywhere, man. You feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Everybody making chicharron, man.
Wow.
Chicharron in an ice storm.
Maybe not the most authentic version, but we're going to try our best today.
2 inches of ice.
Got to thaw this bad boy.
Made it.
Whoa.
Got a little carried away playing with the ice. We seasoned it, smoked it, and threw it on the smoker low and slow.
Guacamole to dip it in. Winter tomatoes.
Avocados, lemon pepper, sour cream, cilantro, red onion, tomatoes, jalapenos, and lime. Mix that up. Creamy goodness.
Peanut oil.
It was so cold outside, it took forever to boil. By the time it was done, it was dark out.
Whoa. The crispy, fatty teach your own mixed with the fresh guac. Unbelievable combo. Wow.
Yeah, the chicharron, man. My Mexican niggas, man. Look at all these
Sandy
people.
told me that I had to try this while I'm here, so I'm gonna make a video for her so she can experience it with me. First things first, the guac was $5. This was like $6.50, like $12. Not bad, not bad. Guacamole is chunky. Let's try the avocado first. Best guacamole I've ever had. It tastes so fresh. You wouldn't like it because there's like tomatoes inside, but like you can't really taste it. You just swallow it. Moving on to the star of the show. Look at that skin. It's so crispy. You would love this. It literally just tastes like lechon, even more crispy. Instead of
You know what I mean? I'll be happy at, celebrate eating chicharron, man. You know what I'm talking about, man? So, man, basically what I'm saying is, hell nah, Mexicans, Americans don't deserve, hell no, they shouldn't get no reparations. Why? Like I said, this ain't nothing against any of my Mexican brethren and sisters. Love y'all to death. Y'all just don't deserve reparations. You know? Y'all better hope they don't try to do repatriations. They might decide that they don't need y'all anymore, man. Huh? I suggest y'all Mexican brothers and sisters go do some research on Mexican repatriation. I'm talking about y'all law-abiding, tax-paying Mexican Americans. Because at one point in history, they sent y'all's asses right back to Mexico. When there was financial collapse and calamity going on in America during the Great Depression, they sent y'all's asses back. So that proves that they do not need Mexican Americans, or they don't need illegals to boost the economy or the workforce. It was very insignificant effect to the economy and the workforce by not having Mexican American citizens, man. It was not even really that noticeable. So we was to get rid of all you illegals right now. All they would have to do is just pay American citizens to do those jobs that they going to pay y'all basically a pittance for. Don't you know when somebody go from making $2.93 an hour to making $10 an hour, do you know how much of a financial increase that's going to be for their family? That's why they come up here and they get these crappy ass jobs that they can sit up here and pay these people $13 an hour, $15 an hour. They used to making $3 a day, not $15 an hour. You understand? And then they come up here and get them handouts. They get housing, you know. They don't need them to do any of that. All they got to do is pay their American citizens. Pay us. Pay us a living wage, and people will gladly go to work at your companies. You pay people money that they can live off of. They will come to work. You pay people, they will come to work, and they will do their jobs proudly. They will work at your companies for 30, 40 years. You gotta take care of them though. You know, and that's just, these companies just don't want to do that. Right? So if I was y'all Mexican Americans, while y'all think the illegals coming in, all y'all's people, I would be more worried about not the illegals as a Mexican American citizen. If I was y'all, I would be worried about getting repatriated again. Because if their plan somehow foils and it don't work out, they might send y'all's asses back like they did back in 1929. You dig? Do your research. Do your due diligence. See, we do our research over here at A Real Talk. We just don't be talking out our ass because we upset and feeling some type of way in our feelings, all emotional and shit. Nah, we do our due diligence. And I bet a lot of y'all so-called Mexican Americans or whoever, I bet y'all don't even know about Mexican repatriation. I bet y'all didn't even know that at one point in time, the American government deported legal Mexican citizens during a time in America when it was financial collapse and calamity. These were legal Mexican citizens and their kids. Legal anchor babies that had social security numbers and everything. They revoked them of their U.S. citizenry and sent their asses back. We talking about Mexicans that never even been to Mexico. This was during the Great Depression, and they did this for 10 years, from 1929 to 1939. How many of y'all know about that? They don't talk about that. And see, all y'all Mexican people who be feeling some type of way, all you Mexican Americans, especially out there in Cali, y'all be feeling some type of way when we talk about reparations, as if y'all have done anything to deserve reparations, and y'all haven't. But we have. So they owe. And if they can give Japanese their reparations, if they can give Irish people their reparations, if they can give Italian people their reparations, they even give Jewish people their reparations. Everybody else get their money that they owe except for us, because we can't prove our nationality. Or we can, but the process of doing so has been very difficult to do because they are trying to erase the history. Shout out to the homie Dan Calloway. They're trying to rewrite history, right? But see, those are those of us who've done our due diligence, and we ain't falling for this bullshit. You did? So no, Mexican Americans absolutely should not get reparations for lots of reasons, but the main one being you ain't did shit to deserve them. Flat out, straight like that. No disrespect. It just is what it is. I don't have no cut card when it comes to the facts. I don't give a damn how anybody feel. This is facts. Historical facts. And while y'all Mexican Americans is defending this stuff, y'all like, oh, rah, yeah, man, yeah, send our padre over, send our, you know what I'm saying, our hermanos and hermanas up. Nah. Y'all so focused on that, y'all not thinking about that. This government is subject to send y'all's asses back and say, hey, screw y'all citizenship, screw y'all's tax dollars, man. We'll just freeze y'all's accounts, take all y'all's assets, and get y'all's ass up out of here and just boot y'all's asses up out of here. What would y'all do about that? Essay. Nigga. We talking about legal Mexican citizens. We talking about people who pay taxes. They sent down there 2 million of y'all back to Mexico. I'm talking about, listen to this, Uncle Dig. I'm talking about they sent back people who never even been to Mexico. It was mostly children. We talking about little kids that never even been to Mexico. We probably talking about kids that maybe some of them didn't even speak Spanish. So while y'all Mexicans is worried about getting reparations that you don't deserve, you ain't earned, Mexicans, y'all ain't did shit in America to deserve reparations. I'm sorry. I got to say it straight like that too. Y'all ain't did shit. Nothing. Y'all have not contributed to the infrastructure being built to this country in any shape, form, or fashion in order to receive reparations. Y'all have not been subjected to any type of systematic oppression from this government. Ever. Y'all have been given basically carte blanche to come over here at will and do what y'all want and take advantage of the people, our forefathers, who actually paved the way for y'all to be able to come over here legally in the first place. The disrespect, the audacity is terrible. And if you think we ain't going to say nothing about it, if y'all think we're going to be quiet about it, if y'all think we're going to be okay with being made out to be racist or whatever y'all say, man, fuck that. Dealing with new breed of niggas, man. You hear me? And we know our history. We do our due diligence. You ain't going to be able to tell us no bullshit and blow smoke up our ass paws. We know y'all's history better than y'all do. I bet you not one of these Mexican dudes y'all hear on YouTube, any of these dudes, I'm not going to say any of their names, man, right? And I don't got nothing against them, though, but when, I just hate when people come on here talking like they smart, like they know what they talking about, and they did their due diligence, man. I talk strong and heavy because I do real life research. I do real due diligence, y'all. I wouldn't even be talking heavy like I do if I didn't, right? Now, I'm not saying none of these Mexican guys aren't aware of Mexican repatriation. I'm just saying they don't talk about it if they do. Because it kind of throws a wrench into their whole ideology. It constantly throws a damper, in their whole ideology of that, Mexican Americans work harder than Black Americans. They got whatever the situation may be. Mexican Americans, y'all do not deserve reparations. And y'all ain't going, like I said, y'all ain't going to get reparations because y'all don't deserve reparations. Haven't done anything to deserve being given reparations. Reparations for what? What do y'all get reparations for? What does y'all contribute to this structure, infrastructure being built in this country to where y'all need to be compensated for? That's my question to my Latino brethren and sisters, specifically Mexican American brethren and sisters. That's my question to y'all. And I challenge y'all. I challenge anybody out there. I don't care who you is, who you think you is, how much research you think you've done. If you as a Mexican American and you think that somehow Mexican Americans should get reparations, I challenge y'all to historically prove why. Whoever out there, you know who you are. Some of y'all may be listening, might not be listening. I don't know, right? Don't really care. But I challenge y'all. I don't care how you feel. I don't really care what you think. It don't really matter. What can you prove historically? I can, right? I want y'all to prove to me historically, not even to me, prove to us, right? Prove to us, Black folks, for the lack of a better term, in this country. Prove to us with historical evidence why y'all deserve reparations. And if you can do that, which I think you'll be very much hard pressed to do so, I'll give you $1,000. I'll go to my bank. I'll transfer $1,000 from my bank and I'll sell it to you. Now, how about that? Mexican reparations. Y'all ain't did shit to be able to get no damn reparations. Y'all, like I said, y'all need to be more about Mexican repatriation. Better hope they don't send y'all asses back. Y'all to sit up here, contribute to the building of the American economy by paying taxes and buying property and, getting houses and stuff like that and, income taxes. Y'all have contributed that way. And just for them to decide, like, we're going to wait till all these Mexicans get all this property after allowing them to become de facto citizens, we ain't gonna do nothing but just take it from them and send their asses back to Mexico like we did during the Great Depression, man. Y'all better think about that shit. Don't forget that shit. My Mexican brothers and sisters, y'all go do your research and due diligence on the great Mexican repatriation movement. Or should I say the great Mexican repatriation of the Great Depression. Y'all better go do y'all's research on that. Y'all forgot about that history? Y'all ain't know about that? You ain't know about that? You ain't know that the American government booted y'all's asses the fuck up out of here when their pockets were starting to hurt? Y'all ain't know about that? Bet y'all didn't. I'm about to get up out of here, man. Nobody want to come up and speak on it. It's all to the good. Listen, man, I'm about to sit up here and schedule this week's shows. You know, we're probably not going to have a show later on tonight, you know what I'm saying, because I got a couple of Super Bowl parties I'm going to, but I am about to release some pre-recordeds, you know what I'm saying. I'm about to cook the dinner, you know what I'm saying. I'm about to throw some food in because, you know, I work during the week, so, you know what I'm saying, I like to have my home-cooked meals at work. You know what I'm talking about? I'm about to put me some chicken in the oven with some rice, make me some fried rice, chicken and fried rice, you feel me? And about to do that before I get up out of here. Hopefully my brother Red about to go live here in a second. Tap in with my brother Red. I won't be surprised if he is. You know what I'm talking about? No, Red ain't got no show schedule, but you know what I'm saying? I'm about to tap in, go here, listen to, you know what I'm saying, some music or something while I go cook food, man. Got the laundry done, about to put the laundry up. You know, it's Sunday, man. Getting ready for the week coming up, man. About to schedule the rest of this week's shows. We're going to have some interesting shows this week, y'all, man. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a show. I'm going to surprise y'all, man. All right? I'm surprise y'all with the shows for this week, man. You feel me? I got a text from my pops, man. Pops told me to tell y'all what's good, man. He said he's going to try to be back next Sunday, man. You know, I told the nigga I'll go buy him a damn phone. He said, nah, son, no, I'm going to get my own phone, man. Just, you know, I'll get with you when I get with you. Y'all know how that go. You feel me? So listen here, man. Hey, man. Hey, man, to my Mexican brethren and sister, man. Right? Hey, instead of hating on us, man, for talking about our reparations, man, right? Instead of being salty that, you know, that it's even being discussed in the way that it is, why don't y'all focus on celebrating the fact that so many different people around the world are celebrating y'all's culture that y'all actually created, that y'all actually came up with, which is y'all cuisine. You got people.
I've never tried one of these before.
You got Asian people everywhere around the world. Everybody is on this chicharron and guacamole kick. So y'all should be happy and proud for that. Y'all should find some way to capitalize off of that. It should be Mexican dudes in the hood and the barrios and goddamn it LA putting together their money to get a goddamn chicharron truck. You hear me, selling chicharron, nigga. Why don't y'all focus on that and make some bread out of that? Mi Mexico is the most popular, best tasting, family-owned Mexican restaurant in Columbus. It's been there for at least 20 years. Y'all will be better off focusing on how to diversify and monetize y'all's culture that y'all actually created versus trying to goddamn siphon off our shit and then try to be disrespectful to us and talk shit to us and make it seem as if y'all somehow had a creation in what we do. Stick to goddamn chicharron and goddamn guacamole. We love that shit.
And people are saying it tastes good with guac, so I'm gonna give it a taste. Oh, I'm so happy. It looks really good, and I'm about to take a bite. First bite, let's go, guys. We ready for this? Oh my god, that's good. I got 3 of these. Definitely too much, but I didn't know what to do. He was like 1 pound or half a pound. I was like, can I do a quarter? I don't know how much I got, but I have 3. And he's like, is 3 okay? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I guess my brother, we're gonna try it too. Cheers.
Sit up there, man. Capitalize off
Best
this
TikTok
teach your own craze, man.
I'm definitely late to the party, but we made it. This thing look crunchy.
Y'all got pretty Asian chicks just to loving y'all's cuisine. They love the chicharron with the guacamole. Won't you Mexican niggas focus on how y'all can diversify the chicharron game, man?
I've been waiting my whole life for this. Cheers.
See, everybody like to chicharron, man. Pause. Hey, man, pause.
Moist.
See? Them calypsos is good, man.
You couldn't beat this shit with a steel bat.
See, everybody loves chicharron, niggas. You feel me? You Mexican ass niggas, man. We love chicharron. Why don't y'all make some damn chicharron, man?
The perfect bite.
Why don't y'all focus on how to make the best chicharron that you could possibly make? Once you focus on how to monetize and market chicharron, y'all can create a whole economy around chicharron. Right? We're about to get up out of here, man. Chicharron slaps with the guac. Man, what the hell y'all talking about, man? You niggas focusing on how y'all could diversify chicharron game, man. Stick to y'all's culture, man. Monetize y'all's culture. Y'all got a beautiful culture with y'all's cuisine. There's people in my city who established their whole family fortune off of y'all's cuisine. Open up a restaurant. Open up a grocery store. We got a lot of Michoacanas all over Columbus. We got like 6 of them all over Columbus. We got like 2-3 Saragas around the city. We got massive y'all focus on that. That's where y'all's expertise is at, man. Y'all not swagged up enough to create dope music. Y'all not swagged up enough to do that shit, man. Y'all ain't swagged up enough to be creating fucking popular culture, man. Y'all stick to what y'all know, and that's that goddamn Mexican food we all love, man. We up out of here, man. You know? Serious business, man. Serious business, Jack. We about to get up out of here, man. Shout out to my brother, Sir Ism, the big homie, man. You dig? Hold on, where the joint at? Yeah. Hold on, man. Something going on her. Where my joint at? Okay, so I gotta go to SoundCloud. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming out today, man, tapping in with your brethren, your brother. Y'all know what it is, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, man. You feel me? We about to ride on up out of her. You dig? We about to get on up out of here. I'm about to go, like I said, I'm about to go do my meal prep for the week. You know what I'm talking about? We just keeping it light this week, you know what I'm saying? Just chicken and rice. I'm saying I got some chicken legs. I'm about to go throw them in the oven, make some fried rice. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be lunch for this week. You know what I'm talking about? At work.
Now the RF now.
Hold on, man. All right, here we go. Right. We're going right out to this joint right here. I don't even know if I could just do this right here. I'm bugging out. Let me turn the speaker off. I could have just did it right here on the computer. I'm bugging out, y'all. All right. Appreciate everybody coming out, man. You know, I love the support. Like I say, man, the success of the event last night is beautiful. We appreciate it. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody came through, showed that love, man. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, man. We appreciate that, man. You know, everybody came through, showed that love, showed that support, cop bottles. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody came through copping bottles. You know what I'm saying? And it was a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, I just appreciate everybody who came out. Oh, I got some vegetables. I'm trying to make me some fried rice with some I'm making some fried rice with some green peppers and onions, red pepper, green pepper, and onions. You know what I'm saying? I went to the stove, man. I got me some fruit, got me some vegetables, man. Got me some fruit, making smoothies, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to switch my diet up, you know what I'm talking about? Trying to switch it up, you feel me? Y'all be easy, man. We're going to catch y'all tomorrow. I'm about to schedule the rest of the shows after I get these chicken legs in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be easy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. This joint right here, man. Politicians is fucking lying. Preachers still kicking their false ass doctrines. And the police is killing us in the streets like we ain't even fucking human. Shit, man. This shit gotta stop, fam. Grab the straps. I'm riding around town with my sword all shotted. I'ma fuck around and have to body somebody. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and police. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and police.
Fuck the Congress and the U.S. Senate and all them cowards in it. It ain't no reason to vote because it's all a gimmick. Kamala Harris and Sleepy Joe Biden. Donald Trump. Y'all really think that we decide? The delusion is they give us a voice, then turn around and make us pick from these clowns. The illusion of choice. It's all an illusion. Forget about the preacher, man. Forget them. Beanie Siegel told us back in the day that they be false teaching. It don't matter if you Muslim, Christian, Judas, or Buddhist. No, it don't matter. Act like they Jesus, but they really be Judas. Yes, they religions be using symbols to control and confuse us. Yes, they do. Through television, and they using computers. Excuse me, Mr. Officer, my hands up and don't shoot. Big difference between peaceful protests and those who loot. Yes, sir. Half of police be controlled opposition, goons and guns for hire, imposing wars of attrition, slaves fighting slaves on behalf of the slave masters. No uniform and no badge, y'all be looking the same as us.
We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate.
I'm riding around town with my sword all shotted. I'ma fuck around and have to body somebody. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and police. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and policemen.
These devils, they be spiritually vegan. They don't want to see you eating, they rather stop you from breathing. And they control the race soldiers, they call it police, and I call it strategic. Fraternal order, societal secrets, load up with weapons, forming allegiance. Political powers, divisions of wealth, none of it ours. Fixing it in, fully prepared, never running from cowards. Take back our power, take back our land. Built this shit right from my hands, blood, sweat, and tears, caught in the trance. We killing millions of our own. Kings in the cemetery, enough to fill 1,000,000 thrones. Can't fight the feeling that it's sown. Targets on our back, all the generational curses Reagan did with that crack. Crooked government, politicians, police. Wish I could lock them in hell and burn away the key. And celebrate in the streets like a holiday to me.
I'm riding around town with my sword all shotted. I'ma fuck around and have to body somebody. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and policemen. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. Politicians, preachers, and policemen. And I ain't talking about civilians. I'm talking about politicians, preachers, and policemen.
We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
Oh, baby.